Robinson. Smokey Robinson was only 28 when he made this appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show in March of '68. But he was already a force in the music business. In his career, Robinson has written or co-written upwards of 4,000 songs, most of them about one thing: love. What makes a great love song?
You tell me, because I'm going to stock up.
He's the man who helped put Motown on the map, writing both My Guy for Mary Wells and My Girl for the Temptations.
People say I'm the life of the party.
And some of Smokey Robinson's lyrics are immortal too, like The Tracks of My Tears. He came up with that line in the bathroom. Talk about Tracks of My Tears. You had the beginning, but you were trying to figure out the end?
First three lines of the chorus. Take a good look at my face, you smile, look out of place. You're the closest, easy to trace. Trace what? Trace that I'm here and you're not. No, trace that I went through 20 of those, you know. And one morning, just by chance, I was shaving, and somehow or other, the thought just came to me: what if somebody had cried so much till their tears left tracks in their face? I said, that's it.
And like so many of his songs, The Tracks of My Tears has been picked up by artists from every corner of the musical universe.
So take a good look at my face.
Dolly Parton,
You'll see the smile looks out of place.
Boyz II Men,
If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears.
and Linda Ronstadt.
You better shop around. Oh, yeah.
Born and raised in Detroit, William Robinson Jr., nicknamed Smokey by an uncle, formed the group that became the Miracles in high school.
You take the shelter and smile.
They were one of the first acts signed by Berry Gordy at the fledgling Motown label, and they helped start a musical dynasty. But back in the mid-'60s, not all of the world was ready for them. Can you talk about some of the racism that you faced, what it was like to tour the South back in the early days?
Touring the South was rough back in those days because, see, we actually started touring during the height of the Civil Rights Movement. You know, down South, you can't even come in. No, you're not coming in here. We've been shot at for trying to go to the toilet. You know what I'm saying? And we would go to restaurants and we sit there. And you sit there for sometimes an hour before anybody would come and say, we wish you would leave. Not what can we help you with. We wish you would leave. And you know, we're out there, we're on like a tour and this, and you know, it wasn't something that we said, oh, well, we're going to stop doing what we're doing, or we can't do this, or we can't stand this. Because we were young and we were just out there doing what we loved. They weren't going to stop us.
And they were, in fact, unstoppable. Smokey Robinson and others in the Motown family didn't just sell records. They helped break down barriers, even down south.
We first started going there, everything was separate. Everything. Everything was segregated. Rope down the center of the concert hall. White people on this side, black people on this side. Not even looking at each other. And eventually, after about a year or so, we go down there and you see white boys with black girlfriends and black boys with white girlfriends, and they were dancing together and also because they had a common love. They had this music that they all loved. So hey man, forget all this racial stuff. We're gonna dance and listen to this music and have a good time. And it started to happen like that. And I'm very proud of that.
The way it smells so sweet. Goodness, perfume.
Since then, he's won just about every award in the industry, some more than once. And this year, he's been named the Recording Academy's Music Cares Person of the Year, along with his old friend, Berry Gordy. That's not to say there haven't been a few rough patches over the years, like a bout with substance abuse.
It's probably the worst personal time of my life that I've had. My drug of choice is marijuana. Okay, I still smoke marijuana, when I get ready to. I'm so glad that they legalized it, so I wouldn't have to, go like we used to and buy it in the dark, you know what I mean?
But it was a cocaine addiction in the 80s that nearly finished him, until an encounter with a minister at an LA church set him straight.
And she said, God sent you here to be healed. I walked in that church that night, I was a junkie. I walked out, I was free.
That was it.
That was it. That was the end for me. May of 1986, that was it.
Even now, the road still calls. We met Smokey at a gig last month at the Mesa Arts Center near Phoenix. And his fans lined up to see him.
Do people come up and tell you, oh, I had my first kiss to this song, or I had a baby thanks to this song?
Yeah, people tell me that. I tell them they owe me, if that's, if that's the case. You owe me.
So it's what, less than 4 hours before the show?
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
Right now, eating.
Eating? Yeah.
Smokey Robinson will be 83 later this month, but you'd hardly know it. He's still very much into writing and recording. And with a new album set to drop in April, he can still bring the heat.
Your new album
Yeah.
makes me blush a little bit when I listen to some of those songs.
All right.
Was that the intention?
Yeah, it was. Gasm is anything that feels good.
And few things feel quite as good as when Smokey sings.
I don't care what they think about me. I don't care what they say.
When we're talking about legacy, do you think about decades from now, maybe even centuries from now, people are still going to be listening to your music, singing your songs?
You know something? I hope that decades and centuries from now they're still listening to my music. I tell everybody I want to be Beethoven, man. Since I'm in music and I'm a songwriter. I want to write music that people want to sing and want to hear and want to play and, have a good time to. So it's a dream come true.
He sang around 40 concerts last year. Not bad for someone over 80. But he can still remember a time when he and the Miracles would play 35 nights in a row.
That was nothing. We were young. We had that energy, where you just, you're gone home, you know what I mean? Now,
No, that's not going to happen now.
no, that's not going to happen now. No, I do as many as I can because I love my job. I love.
And you
my
still do a lot of dates. You still do a lot of tour dates.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I can't find a replacement.
And when it comes to Smokey Robinson, neither can we.